Well, hello, everyone, and thank you once again for joining me. My name is Danette Moss, online visibility strategist to wifepreneurs and mompreneurs. And of course, I never leave my ambitious, single, savvy women out. I am the founder of Let's Talk Strategies, home of what I call Get Your Sass On. It's my new awesome program where I help women to get their strategic action signature systems in place online. And also, it's the home of the online visibility method. But enough about me. Today's show is an awesome show. Again, I'm excited to have Miss Erica Vincent here from, Erica has her website is, give me your website, Erica.
It's ericahvincent.com.
Okay, ericahvincent.com. And she is also the founder of this awesome new growing mastermind Facebook group called, go ahead and tell them, share it.
It's called Close Clients with Ease Mastermind Group.
And I love it. She's keeping us busy over there. Okay. Now, Erica is a corporate cubicle buster. And you all know what that is and how that feels to be in that corporate area. She made that scary leap to walk away from her paid corporate America job. And we all know how that feels. It can be kind of scary. The weight of missing birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, field trips, and all those milestone moments began to take a toll on her both mentally and physically. I know how that is as a mompreneur and a wifepreneur. It's a big toll. She found herself slumped over her desk, trying to push out her first report of the day when her manager called a cab to drive her to urgent care, only to find out she was dehydrated, running 105 fever, and had walking pneumonia with bronchitis. That's a mess. She was a mess on that day. But I tell you, she is now, again, as we mentioned, I asked Erica to mention the name of her business because she recently changed it in her rebrand. But she is now truly a successful wifepreneur, mompreneur, just an awesome business owner. And I'm just privileged to have her here on the all new Strategy Talk and More podcast. We were formerly Let's Talk Strategies for 4.5, almost 5 years on Blog Talk. So again, I am excited to have her here and welcome to our show today, our podcast weather. Erica, how are you today?
I'm good. That was such a good introduction. I had to look around like, who's she talking about?
Well, I'm talking about this lady that truly is very transparent. I tell people, if you want it honest, you talk to Erica. If you're going to walk around with your feelings hurt, then you might want to duck because she's going to give it to you. She's going to give it to you real. She's going to give you the checkup from the neck up. So, Erica, since we have a limited time here today, and I know that your time is precious because you have other clients that you want to serve. So I want to get started.
Okay.
I want to talk and just ask you the first question that I know that some people may wonder, what qualifies you to even speak on this subject? So let's talk about how you got started in sales and why is sales so much fun to you, because you do make it fun.
Well, I got started, my very, very first entrepreneur investment was actually in direct sales with a very exclusive cosmetic company called Mary Kay, and this was like back in 2003. So that was like my very real like jump in with both feet, real encounter with understanding and having a deeper respect for the entire sales process and building relationships and really just learning to look at sales more or less as a solution and not just trying to meet numbers every month. Mm-hmm. In between that time, because I've always worked in corporate America up until 2012, I had a couple of Fortune 500 jobs that was in the sales field. So, just really pretty much working with sales projections and sales forecasting, meeting with clients, coming up with contractual obligations for the clients and things of that nature. So I always knew a lot about money, and I always knew what it took in terms of the influence to convert potential clients into paying clients by knowing your numbers and knowing what your product or service can really solve a problem. So that's pretty much my experience, my qualifications in sales. How I really got to this point in my entrepreneur journey of being in business is in 2012, when I really, really got sick, in the story that you just shared with everyone, I was on a quest to help people escape from their cubicle jail cell. And before, my name was the Life After 9 to 5 coach, because I was on this quest of just helping everybody I could to knock down every damn cubicle that was out there for, inspiring entrepreneurs who really want to jumpstart their business, but they was just so trapped in that 9 to 5 life. So I was on like this mission for like 2 years. It was like the Life After 9 to 5 movement. But then it got to a point where I realized that, once I would help them set up their cubicle escape plan and help them with their business plan and with their marketing and all of that stuff, by the time they got ready to go out there and pitch what they had to offer, they would really stumble and struggle with having sales conversations. They didn't know how to articulate the gold mine they had within. They didn't know how to explain to people why they needed to buy or invest in what they had to offer. So that's when I really saw a need that needed to be filled. And that's when I kind of transitioned more into the conversation and conversion check, because I'm really good at just holding a very simple conversation that just so happens to convert, that just so happen to get you a coin. So yeah.
I think so. Let me tell you, it's real. What you just described here to me, in my opinion, is you really honed in more of to your niche. You looked and you saw the need. You knew what you were good at. You took it a different level. You saw the need of people. It wasn't just about Erica anymore, and you met that need, which in some cases is you identified who your ideal client is, your ideal client avatar. Or if you're in the HubSpot world, we look at our personas, we look at all this different language, but you knew exactly who it is that you needed to serve. You saw the pain point, you saw the breakdown, and you decided to step in and address that need. So I tell you, I've learned so much from you since I've connected with you, and I've been doing this sales thing myself for quite a while. But I tell you, so many people confuse sales with marketing, and that leads to my next question that I want to talk to you about, because in my opinion, and I know that for some they don't think that it's different, there's a big difference,
huge difference,
gigantic difference.
Bank account difference.
So, let's talk about the difference between sales and marketing. Share with us.
Yes. So, I like to keep things simple, because one of the things that I've come to realize in my experience in the sales world is that people like simple, and people like for you to use words that they can relate to. So in all of my explaining and all of my coaching, I keep things simple. I can be very complex, and I can use a lot of college textbook words, but what the hell does that really mean? So and for the sake of time and keeping it simple, marketing in the simplest form is making people aware of the product or service that you have to offer. And it's also about the activities in which you use to make people aware about the product or service that you have to offer. Just to put it simple. Sales is the actual transaction between you and your client, or you and your customer, for that product or service that you have to offer. So marketing is the activity. It's the thing that you do. It's an action, right? It's the thing that you do to make people aware that, hey, here I am, this is what I have to offer. And then sales is taking it up a notch and saying, now you know what I have to offer, and exchanging in monetary value for what you have to offer.
I love how you simplified that, and it was very important to just simplify it that way, because we truly confuse that, but it kind of makes me wonder. So then if we're going to invest in our business, we're going to go through all of this marketing, yet we sit still and we don't go out and ask for it. Ask for what? That money? Or we don't take the time and set up our processes and procedures when it comes to, how much we should charge, what it's worth. We don't do any split testing. We don't do anything that we need to do to, one, see if it's something that people are willing to pay for, and the amount of money, that it is that you would have to actually, that you would place down, whether it's on your website, if you don't want it on your website, or just to be able to know how to, when you pick that phone up and you make that call. In a nutshell, it's a sales call. I don't care how you try to look at it.
It's a money call.
It's the money call. It's a sales call. You know, when we get ready to make that call, most of us I've found go unprepared, Erica. We are so unprepared because either A, we're operating in fear and we're thinking, surely no one's going to want to pay that.
Right.
You know, or either we get over there and we have it made up in our mind, this is what we're going to charge. And then we get scared when we hear the person backtracking on, oh, maybe that's a little too much. You know, I don't know about that. Or can we do this, instead of standing on and understanding what our worth is all about. In business, you are worth and worthy of charging the fee if you have invested in yourself, you know, Absolutely. To learn what you need to learn.
That's how you're going to keep the lights on. So, yeah.
I get it. So then let me ask you, why do you think entrepreneurs operate in fear? You know, what is it that we freeze when it comes to this topic or overcoming this fear of sales?
You know what? That's a loaded question, but here again, I like to keep things simple. So a lot of people operate in fear for a few reasons. They operate in fear because they fear that world of the unknown. We have a human instinct where we like to be prepared for whatever it is that we're getting ready to involve ourselves in. We like to research. We like to look at statistics. We like to look at the trailblazers before us who's doing what we're trying to do. And, you know, and we try to either emulate or we try to take it up a notch. But we try to lead. We try to move forward by some type of foundation that's already been set. So when it comes to sales, people have the fear of success more so than they have the fear of failure. A lot of people like to say that they have the fear of failure because it's convenient to say. It's like it's the norm for people, you know, to fail. But in all actuality, in my experience, I found out that people have a fear of success. They actually fear of walking into a world that they're not prepared to address. They're scared to walk into a world that they don't know how to handle it if the value gets too high. That's one example. People also are fearful of having to learn just one more thing. I mean, it's so easy for us to get stuck. I mean, how many times have you heard someone say, I've been on Twitter all day. I've been on Facebook just, you know, posting statuses all day. I've been on Periscope, for hours. I'm not Periscope. I've been on Pinterest for hours at a time because it's easy. You know what I mean? But people have a fear of learning things that they don't know. And because sales is not really that thing that you can catch on really quickly, sales is not really that thing that you learn in your core high school classes or your core college curriculum classes. You know, how much time do I really need to take to learn about sales? And either out of laziness or out of, I just don't want to learn one more thing, they have that fear of just not knowing, and which is why I don't want to step into the world of the unknown, because I don't know how to move forward with that approach because I'm not knowledgeable in that area. So that's, some of the things that people have in terms of fear. It's the fear of success, not so much as the fear of failure, and it's the fear of not knowing.
Okay. I got you. I tell you, well, the unknown, that unknown process when it comes to business is something else. I'm hearing a little echo. I don't know if you're getting that too as well. Can you hear that?
I don't hear echo. Should I refresh? Should I come back out and go in?
No, if you have a mic, plug that in, because I think that's what it is. Generally on Blab, if we have these on, it cancels out.
Get some headsets?
Yeah, get some headsets, rather, a headset with a mic.
Let me see. I think my headsets are upstairs.
That's okay. Then sit there. Nope, we don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose you.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions for Erica now, the time is now to ask away. I tell you, because, while you can get it for free, why not?
Hey, you better get it for free, because the next time you hear, you may be dropping a PayPal account to get it.
So if you have a question over here on the right hand side under the comment section, you can type the word question with a / and type your question, or a Q / and then type your question, and Erica is definitely able and willing to answer those questions. I'm going to go ahead and tell a little birdie once again, so we can see if we have anyone that may have some questions. And outside of that, we're going to continue on with this very what I consider uh, uh, the checkup from the neck up about overcoming sucky sales in its most simplistic way. Simplicity is the key, and I
Yes.
appreciate you for that. So now, there is a topic that is floating all around the coaching industry, the what do you want to call it? Health and wellness. Heck, it's floating around everywhere, Erica. And,
Okay.
and this thing is you guys are telling us that we need to get people on the phone. You need to talk to people. You need to close some sales. But people are confused, very confused about the difference of, if I'm going to talk to you on the phone, generally it adds up to us calling ourselves, having a discovery session, a strategy session.
Yeah.
And sign up for your free consultation and so forth.
Yes.
Tell us, what's your thought pattern on this? What is the difference between the two, discovery session, strategy session, as opposed to consultation?
Yes. So again, in its simplest form, when you're having a discovery session, it's exactly what it is. You're having a business meeting with a potential prospect, and you're looking to discover if the two of you would be a good fit for each other business-wise to move forward. So you're in a business meeting and you're asking specific questions. You're pre-qualifying that prospect. You're asking full questions to see if they fit what you have already pre-established as your ideal client. So that's a discovery session. You're looking to discover if this person is someone who you would like to work with, if this is a person that you can help. An actual consultation session is you've already gone through the discovery process. You've already realized that this is someone who would be a good fit, who checks off, who passed the check marks of being your ideal client. They have that ideal client avatar. And now you've moved them from being a prospect to an actual paid client. And now you're in the middle of an actual paid session where you're walking them through business steps and how to grow their business.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was definitely very, you broke it down real simple and easy. As you can see, I'm trying to change our topic here so we can kind of get people to come on in. But, again, like I said, Erica, I really appreciate you for just being very straight and direct. We need the real deal reality. We don't need all of, the fluff, all of this stuff that we get all tied up in. We get all these promises, and people are telling you they're going to do this. You need to do it this way. Just all of the stuff that's not even relevant.
Right.
We sit there a lot of times and we get frustrated because we try to dance in a lane that we really don't need to dance in.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even worth it, because here's the problem. If you're trying to be someone else, if you're trying to charge the fees that someone else is charging, and you hadn't done the homework, you hadn't prepared yourself to even be qualified, to do this, then it's null and void. You come out and you look like a phony. You can't ask for the money. You can't do what you need to do, so let me tell you, I appreciate you for just, addressing those key issues when it comes to, that portion, simplifying life, simplifying your sales, simplifying, what it is that you need to focus on as it pertains to the money factor.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for saying that. It's just, I've been in this arena for such a long time, so I've seen, everything, from webinars and teleseminars.
Oh, I lost you, Erica. Are you there?
And just, six figure, professionals really just fluff up. They spend 40 to 50 minutes just really, talking about the what and the what's and the what's. And I'm just like,
not telling me the how.
And I'm just like, I'm just wasting an hour of my life that I can't get back. and you haven't taught me anything but how to click a link to upgrade to a paid version so you can tell me the how. And I mean, I just feel like, you know, we have so many talented, you know, people, no matter what their gift or their talent is. And, you know, people just want to get right down to, okay, tell me what I need to know so I can start this business thing, so I can start this entrepreneur thing. And so the whole fluffy thing, the whole being around the bush, it really strikes a chord with me. It gets on my damn nerves. And I so they just give what they need so we can both move on with our lives. So yeah, I've always been that way.
Well, again, yeah, you're very frank, and I love it. Hey, that's just who I am. I get you. You know, we see eye to eye in that area. So now, you know, some of the most common questions that you get asked by your clients as it pertains to this topic, I'm sure can be kind of like really off the chain in all of that area. Can you share that with us, or maybe some of the features and benefits, you know, around that, and how you help us break it down?
Yeah. So one of the biggest issues, like I said, you know, what made me actually niche down like even further and get even more specific with the type of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs that I want to work with, was around the fact that a lot of people struggle with trying to talk about the benefits that they had to offer in their arena or in their industry. One of the most common questions that people ask me, or one of the most common things that I see people struggle with, is trying to sell the benefits. Because what I've discovered is I see so many people sell the feature of what they have to offer versus really trying to sell the benefits of what they have to offer, because the benefits is talking about what's in it for the potential customer. And the feature is just pretty much, this is what's included when you buy what I have to offer. So let's say, for example, and I gave this example on a Periscope one night. So you're in a mall and you're in a, I don't know, Gap, right? Like you're looking for a pair of jeans. And you come across this sales table because you know your money's funny, or you're just a frugal shopper. And you come across the sales table and it has just an array. It has a sea of jeans, from bootcut jeans to skinny jeans to low-rise jeans, whatever, right? And they have all these different price points. So of course you're fishing through the table and you're looking for a jean that's one in your size, and then you're looking for a jean that is probably the lowest of the low. So you come across two pair of jeans and they're both, you know, it's fall time. So I'll say, you know, they're both boot cut jeans, right? It's the perfect denim color. It sits perfectly on your derriere. And you hold up one pair of jeans and it's $15. And then you hold up the other pair of jeans and that is, let's say, $65. Where just instinctually, you're going to just go for the jean that's $15. But then you have the sales lady in the store who comes over and see how you're kind of going back and forth and you're trying to figure out, looks like she may need some help because she's looking at, you know, she's holding them up and she's comparing the two, trying to figure out, well, what's the big difference besides the price point? So the sales lady, because she's really good at what she does, she's a really awesome sales lady. She probably got trained by me. And she goes over to the customer and then she goes, you know, is there anything that I can help you with? She goes, oh, I'm just looking for a pair of jeans. And I'm gonna go with this pair that's $15. Well, what she does is, even though she sees that you can identify what the features of what the jean is, how many pockets, you know, maybe the thread count, the color of the jean, that's the features of it, right? She goes more into talking about the benefits of what the jeans have to offer. And she explains to you that the $15 jean, once you wash them maybe after 2 or 3 times, they begin to shrink. Now the $65 pair of jeans, she goes off into educating you that you will be better off in buying the $65 jean because it doesn't have a shrink factor when you wash them several times. And not only that, but also it has an adjustable waistband in the inside for people who struggle with weight gain and weight loss. So that's the benefit of selling the $65 jean versus the cheap $15 jean.
Okay. Okay. See, it is. It's all about benefits.
It's all about the benefits. The benefits is talking about what's in it for the customer, what's in it for the potential client. When you think about benefits, like this is what I always tell my clients. Don't think about trying to hit a sales number. Don't think about trying to close them. You think about what it is that you can say. How can you articulate your words where you are expressing how this product or how this service will make a transformation in their life. And I like to focus on like 5 key things that people can speak on that your service or product should answer. So the first thing should be, does your product or service answer the question of making someone look good? Does your product or service answer the question of making someone feel good? Now, going back to the jean example, you know, that's fashion, that's outer appearance, that's vanity. So, of course, it's going to answer the question of looking good and feeling good. Because when you look good, you know, magnetically, it's going to make you feel good. The other thing is, does your product or service make you money? Does your product or service save you money?
Okay.
Does your product or service add a convenience factor? So again, I'm going to go back to the example about the jean with the $15 and the $65. So going with the $65 jean, it saves me money in the long run. Now up front, you know, I'm spending an extra, what is that, $40. But in terms of longevity, knowing that I'm going to be washing my jeans or taking to the clinic over and over again, I don't have to worry about that shrink factor like I would with the $15 jean. So I don't have to go out and buy this jean again a few weeks or months down the line. So this jean is going to save me money, right?
Yes.
And the other bonus of the convenience factor is with the jean having that adjustable waistband to it. Conveniently, if I'm on a diet or if I just attain weight at a faster rate than other people because I have a high metabolism or whatever your medical condition is, the convenience of it all is that you can adjust your waistband to fit whatever size that you are in the waist. So your product should always answer at least 2 to 3 key things. Does it make you look good? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you save money? Does it make you make money? And does it add a convenience factor?
I love it. I tell you, I am definitely asking you right now, right up front. I am going to quote you. We're going to put that in a blog article because I think people really, truly need to understand that. And then we'll offer this replay for them to listen to later on, because I tell you, I mean, it's straight to the point. We're talking about simplicity at its best. And what I love of what you just did is you broke it down in the simplest way, especially for women. You know, when we think about jeans and we think about how our metabolism is and how the benefit of being able to adjust something as opposed to having to buy a whole new pair.
Girl, I would go buy the whole rack of something that's adjustable because the way my weight is set up, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you know, you have this this book or this guide called the Sales Simplicity Guide, where you give us a step-by-step breakdown. And I'm telling you, if anybody's here and they want to know about it, make sure you go over to her website and they can opt in, or do they need to purchase that? I can't remember how I got it.
No, it's actually free. It's a free opt-in, actually. And
that's what I thought, because I know I
has said you should be charging for this.
But I tell you, it's a step-by-step guide, guys, where she literally breaks it down. You know, what do you call it? The conversations or the social media combo flow, as she would put it. Explain that to us. Explain that Sales Simplicity Guide and talk to us a little bit more about this terminology you created, combo flow.
Yeah, no problem. So the Sales Simplicity Guide. So here's the thing. People spend a lot of time on trying to figure out what's their passion, what's their purpose. And then once they get over that hump, they say, oh, okay, now I know what my passion is. Now, how do I market this, right? What platform or what social media outlet should I use to market this? How often should I do it? Who should I be marketing to, right? And then this is where they get stuck and they don't move out of this phase of marketing. People spend a good 90% of their time on social media, either marketing their services, marketing someone else's services, or just reading about what someone else is doing to come up and make money while they're not making any money. And they're spending very, very little time actually having sales conversations, actually building relationships, actually pitching what they have to offer. And then they wonder why they broke and don't have no money. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur and have their own business, but no one wants to do the hard work to really make money.
Yes.
So
yes.
I sat back and I thought about this long and hard. And I said, how can I create an entire sales process that encompasses all of these facets, from purpose, passion, marketing, offline marketing, online marketing, and then the actual sales process. And then after I figure it out, after I create this outline, how can I chunk it down to where it's so simple that they're doing all of the corporate America steps without even realizing that they're doing top level executive CEO, CFO stuff. And so that's how the Ultimate Sales Simplicity Guide was formed. Now, the piece that you're talking about with the convo flow, in the sales world, we call this sales lead generation, pitching, and things of that nature. But no one really talks like that. I mean, like your average woman, your average mom, your average wife is not going around talking about, oh, I got to get up and generate some leads today. I got to go and see how many prospect clients I can get. No one's talking like that. You know, people are talking about having a conversation. You know what I mean? People are talking about, you know, how can I attract clients? Like, that's how the average entrepreneur or the actual solopreneur talks. So I said, okay, well, how can I take business lingo and sales terminology, and how can I flip it to where it flows and, you know, actually rolls off your tongue to where you can remember what you're doing and you can remember what you're saying? And that's how I came up with the conversation flow. And I give a really, like this, I think pages like 10 and 11, I don't have the book up, but like pages 10 up, 11, it gives like this breakdown, this convo flow. And that's kind of golden. I should probably pull that out and maybe just sell that. I don't know. I got to think about it because that's some good shit. But I'm sorry. That's some good stuff.
Hey, they say that all the time.
But basically the convo flow is, okay, so most of us are marketing our businesses online. So I took a very high volume traffic area, which is the internet. And I took one of the biggest conversation social media outlets, which is Twitter, and I married the two together. And I gave a step-by-step breakdown on what you say when you are getting ready to spark a conversation with someone on Twitter, or when you spark a conversation with someone on Facebook. And basically, because my memory is horrible, I'm gonna you know, paraphrase here, but basically what you want to do is what, you know, you want to build a following, right? So the first thing is that you build a following. Then after you build that following, you want to foster that relationship with your followers. So foster the relationship with the follower, and that, you know, going and having conversations with them, asking about their day, retweeting their stuff, whatever the case may be, to build that know, like, trust factor. You want to also do things like join groups, right? Because no one really has time for that one-on-one kind of pitch. You want to join groups where you can be in a sea of your target market all at one time. So a group on Twitter would be a Twitter chat. Like, I get a lot of my clients when I join Twitter chats that is strategic and specific to my niche. The other group that you want to join is a Facebook group that is specific to your niche. So on Facebook, you want to join 3 groups, right? So you want to join a Facebook group where your prospect clients hang out. And you want to join a Facebook group where your peers hang out. So let's say you and I, we would be considered peers, right? So I would join a group that you're in, like-minded professionals, right? And then you want to create a Facebook group that's building your own tribe as well. So let's just focus on the Facebook group where your prospects hang out for a second. When you're in a Twitter chat or when you're in a Facebook group where your prospects hang out, you're looking for very specific things. You have to be very, very intentional when you're in these groups. Just don't be in there just to kind of hang out and be nosy. No, be in there for a purpose, right? So when you're in these Twitter chats or when you're in the Facebook group, You want to look for prospects, comments and post questions that's talking about their pain points. They're asking questions on how do I do this, or I get so frustrated when trying to figure this out. Does anyone know how to get past this point? And look at the words that they're using. Look at the pain points that they're describing, and you want to be able to show up. This is where you want an opportunity to really show your authority, and you want to help them in these groups. You want to help them in these chats. And that's how you establish your authority, right? And so the way the convo would flow is Susie Q posts a comment on, I'm kind of just going off the top of my head right now. Does anyone know a way for me to attract clients? Or I'm really struggling with trying to get clients for this month. Does anyone have any idea, or something like that, right? So attract clients. So what I hear as the expert is she needs to increase her money flow. She needs to increase her marketing efforts so she can be, because remember, it's all about marketing. Marketing is making people aware about who you are and how they can find you, right? So that's what I look at. So automatically what I would do is I would strike up a conversation. I would say, hey, Susie, or Lisa. These are my two favorite names. I don't know why. Lisa and Susie are my two names. So, I would say something like, hey, Susie, I noticed that you asked a question about how can you better attract clients. So what I did was I just regurgitated what she just said, because you always want to repeat what they're saying so they can appreciate that you're listening.
That's right.
That you're reading what their pain point is. Yes. What I would do in the convo flow, I would say, well, a lot of my clients found that when they do, now I'm going to stop right there. I'm positioning myself as the expert. When I said, yes, a lot of my clients do, I'm saying I'm an expert, and now I'm getting ready to show you or tell you what they do to overcome the pain point that you're trying to get over, right?
That's right.
I would say what I tell most of my clients to do is, and then I go off into the solution. So at that point, I would either send them over to a booking page. I would send them over to a free 45-minute solution session so I can help them get unstuck, which is a very high conversion technique to use in conversation. Or if you have a freebie opt-in that is going to answer her question or that's going to solve her problem, then you want to move her over to a call to action where you can, one, get her on your list, and you can also solve her problem at the same time. So that's how a convo flow would actually work. You would address the situation. You would address her by name. I always like to say hey, because hi is too short and hello is just too stuffy. So I like to say hey. I use hey all the time. So you address them by name by saying hey, and then you just reiterate or regurgitate their problem by speaking it in your convo flow. And then what you want to do is you want to establish yourself as the expert, or you want to establish yourself as the authority figure by saying something like, my clients found the most help when I showed them this, or my clients got this problem solved by doing this, right? My clients mean that you are a leader in something, right? That you are
that's right.
You have authority, or you reign authority over whatever your expert knowledge is. And then after you do that immediately, because now you pick their interest, like now both of their antennas are standing up. You want to move them right to a call to action. Either book them, close them, or move them to an email list with a link.
Love it. Love it. Thanks for breaking it down that way, because again, I mean, that's the flow and the process that it needs to go in. And in most cases, we struggle with that. Now, we struggle even more so with one last thing here, or maybe I got one or two more, and then I promise I will let you go, because I know you have things you have to do. When we've got them on the phone, or now we've got them in that social media sphere, and we've positioned ourselves as the expert. We've said my clients, and we do it the way that you said it, and we give them an answer to the pain point, that little tease in a nutshell, and then we give them that offer to meet us, whether it's over for a strategy session, a solution session, or whatever you decide to call it. What do you do when, and I know this is a big one, what do you do when you run up against that big thing called sales objections? How do you deal with that? What do you recommend to the average person they're gonna deal with it? It's gonna happen.
Yes. Everyone is gonna go through a point where they build that relationship, they form that bond, they foster that relationship, they get ready to, they identify a need, they have an answer to a need, they pitch that need to the prospect, they have a session with the prospect, they go to close them by presenting their offer to the prospect, and for whatever reason, some people will just flat out say no. And it can be for a number of reasons. But what you want to do is, the best way to have a very low client conversion rate, the way to have a very high client conversion rate is by by positioning your sales process to allow you the ability to get in front of the rejection before you even come in contact with the rejection. This is what I mean. So most of my clients are in the service-based industry, and they're mostly creativepreneurs, infopreneurs, coaches, consultants, the like. And a good 98% of them build their businesses online. So what I always recommend people in that space or that industry do is have what's called a client intake form. Some people call it a discovery form, a discovery session form, a strategy form, whatever. At the end of the day, it's a damn client intake form. You are taking in information of this prospect client, and you're analyzing the information to, again, see a few things. You're looking to see if it's even worth your time to move forward with them in an actual session. You're looking to see if you need to weed them out, so you want to weed them out. You're looking to see how you can actually help them. You're looking to see what products or service you can offer them during the actual session based on the pre-qualifying questions that you ask them. So let's get off into the client intake form for a second. You need to have very, very strategic questions or strategic statements on your form that is going to eliminate or decrease the risk of having a possible sales rejection. For example, if you only want to work with people that's in your local city or local area, you want to make sure on your client intake form you have, after, of course, their name, email address, website, whatever, you want to have city and state. Now, I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Of course, I'm online, so I get everybody from everywhere. So if I get a client intake form and someone lives in Timbuktu, Kankakee, right there, I know to weed them out because I'm looking for local prospects only. Another thing that I like to do is I like to add a marital status on my client intake form. And I do that for a few reasons. One is I only want to work with people that are decision makers. I want to also be mindful when I'm in a sales conversation, if I'm working with someone who is a divorcee or widowed or single, I know right away that they have this financial fear that if they spend or invest in anything outside of their monthly budget, it can really put a strain on their finances. So I like to be very conscious of that, but I like to be made aware of that up front so I know how to approach a situation when I go into a sales conversation. Okay, this individual, she meets all of the other marks of being my ideal client, but because I know she may possibly be in a financial strain, I may want to make sure I introduce to her a payment plan option for my services.
Yes.
Another thing that I like to do is I like to make sure that I have in the relationship status if they're married, because a lot of women, especially moms, especially wives, who are either working and trying to start a business, or they stop working and they're trying to start a business and they're married, their spouse may potentially be the dominant breadwinner in the household. So even though she may reign dominion over her business, but when it comes to the finances, that's a joint decision between her and her life partner. So it's very important that I know this, so I can give information to the wife to go back and share with her husband as in the benefits as to why it would be good for her to invest in my coaching services to build her business practice up. So I would either offer to get the spouse on the phone, or I would send her a template kind of highlighting things that we talked about to share with her husband so she can speak his love language so he can give her the money she needs to invest in my services.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Because, you know, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of our podcast here, was that I told people that I'm not only an online visibility strategist, but I'm an online visibility strategist to wifepreneurs and mompreneurs. And of course, I don't leave out my ambitious, single, savvy women. And the reason I mention wifepreneurs and mompreneurs because I'm both. And I understand exactly, first and foremost, what you're talking about, because there is there's communications, there's things, there's processes, even in this thing here.
You don't need no money problems. I mean, with marriage, infidelity and finances are the two major reasons why married couples end in divorce. So, I'm not trying to have nobody split up on my account. So, boo-hoo, let's go get that husband and let's get him involved so we can be on one page, and then that also, fast forwarding over to that sales rejection, that eliminates it's not a good time, I need to check with my spouse, or things of that nature, because I'm being in front of the rejection by having that on my discovery or my client intake form. A few very key pull questions that I like to make sure that if on my client intake form are struggles and intention. So it's very important for me to know what is your intention with your business. So I would ask questions like, how would your life be impacted? Or how would you and your family's life be impacted if you made X amount? Because before I would say, how much money would you need to be comfortable and be able to breathe month after month? And then they'll type in a dollar amount. So then strategically, the next question I would ask them is, how would you and your family be impacted? How would your lives be changed? How would your lives be differently if you were able to build a business that brought in X amount of income month over month? I'm very strategic in why I do that, because if I get to a point in my pitching, in my closing, and I'm faced with that rejection, all I have to do is go back and reference that client intake form, where I would then have a conversation and reiterate to her. I get emotional, because sales is about emotional. It's about emotion and logic. So logically, she's telling me she can't do it for this reason. So emotionally, I would counter that rejection by reiterating to her what her life would be like, how her life would be impacted by using adjectives to help her see the vision of how financially free she would be if she is in my service. So I'm just taking her words and throwing them back at her.
Love it. Simplified again at its best. Well, I again, I know that I can't keep you long, and I promise this is the last one, with the exception of you sharing your offer and how we can connect with you. How about that? Is that okay?
No, that's fine. I'm good. I blocked you out for
you talked about.
I didn't know how this blab was gonna go.
we talked about understanding sales region in front of it, the things we need to think about, to how we need to better position ourselves so that we can, in a nutshell, really get the sale. But I want to kind of talk about, we've done all that we know. We know what we know is right. We've got the right kind of intake form. We landed it very good when it comes to getting all the questions we needed. We've even set up a ideal client avatar or persona type intake form. We've gotten it all the way down to those questions, demographics, and all of that.
Yes.
What do you think we need to do well, let me frame it a little different. How do we turn that no into a yes, even if they didn't decide to invest anything in us? How can we do that? How can we massage or engage?
Man, that is a good question. That's a good question. All right. So here we go. So this is the last one, right? Is this the last one?
Yeah, I promise.
All right.
This
So
is it.
I'm asking so I can send the viewers out and the listeners out with the bank. So get a pen and paper, because I'm a very pen and paper taking notes kind of chick. So get a pen and paper and write this down. And once you get your pen and write this down, I want you to get a highlighter so you can highlight it, right? So when you find yourself in a situation where you've done all that you can do, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, let's just be honest. People, you know, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip. You know, some people, they just can't afford it. It's really, seriously, just not a good time. You know what I mean? Some people will, you know, I don't know, sell their firstborn, go donate blood, borrow money, whatever the case may be. But for some people, they just can't. They can't see outside of that financial wall. If you go $1 over this month, they're gonna turn the lights off. You know what I mean? And that is okay, because at the end of the day, who are we to assume that, you know what I mean, just because they're having a conversation with you, that every single person that you have a consultation with is going to invest. I mean, we're dealing with humans, we're dealing with people with situations. It's just not going to happen. So what do? What I say is the best way and the most effective way to foster and to continuously foster a relationship with somebody is by thinking solutions and not the sale. The moment that you change your mindset around, I got to close 3 people this month to pay the mortgage, I got to close 10 people this month to do this, and you're totally focused on the number, you're totally focused on the quota, guess what happens? Emotionally, you are withdrawn from the entire sales process. And sales is supposed to be about solutions. What is it can I provide to this client, to this prospect client, even if they do not invest with me? This is what you do. You still find a way to help them and keep you in front of them at all times. So when they are in a financial situation where they are ready to invest, they will keep you top of mind, right? So 2 key things. You want to think solutions and not sales. And you want to think, how can I continuously keep them top of mind? So for example, I said my spiel, my tongue is now dry. I got nothing. I got nothing. I gave it all I can give it. I have nothing else left. And this chick ain't budging. Guess what? She ain't budging. Sorry, she just ain't budging. What I would do is, because I know what her issue is, and I know exactly in a more long and a more extended period of time how I can help her, I would offer her things like joining my email list. Because on my email list, I give specific business tips that I don't always have on my blog posts.
Okay.
Another thing that I would do is I would invite her to join my private closed clients with ease mastermind group, because here again, we are having conversations every day that I don't tweet about, or I don't talk about on Periscope, or I don't talk about on my blog post, or I don't talk about in my newsletter. It's just very exclusively for my mastermind closers, right? So, and then the benefit to that, because you want to talk about the benefit, what is in it for them, right? And I will share with her the benefit to that is you get daily doses of me where you can ask a question, I can give you an answer every single day. And also I have theme and very targeted days where we focus on one specific thing and how to drive and take action on that one specific thing every day. So even though you don't have the money to invest with me right now to get your questions answered or to build your business in a 1 session setting, long term, you can get bits and pieces, what I like to call knowledge nuggets of me, by doing this or doing that. That's how you think solutions and not sales. And that's how you turn that no into a yes. even when you don't get paid.
Love it, love it, love it. So what you're saying though, and what it sounds like to me is that you're saying, listen, sometimes now we're not saying give things away for free, but you know what? Here's a reality. If people don't know, like, and trust you, and they don't know what it is that you have to offer, they don't know that you truly are an expert. Just because you said it, it means nothing. What really truly makes it relevant to them is that sometimes we have to give. And in your giving, you're giving them opportunity to be a part of your a mastermind Facebook group. I mean, it's not just a plain old Facebook group. It's a mastermind place where we get in and we dig deep.
Yes.
You know, you're also giving them an opportunity to connect with you via, email. So again, they opt into your list. Now you have a way to communicate with them. And you know what I'm going with this, right? And they're on your list. And so to me,
I'm pitching it and they see it. Right?
That's right. It is strategies at its best. You know how I am being a strategist.
Yes.
I love it, love it, love it. And I love how you position that. So many people operate in fear when it comes to that because they feel like they're bothering people or they may opt out. If they're going to opt out, they're going to opt out. It is not your ideal client. Send them bye-bye. They're going on their way.
Yeah. Because guess what? People that's on your email list and they don't open your email, it lowers your bounce rate anyway. So, dude, you helping my numbers by opting out. Right.
Yeah. Go ahead and go, huh?
Yeah.
Now, for now, I see we had some people to jump on a second ago, and we're actually getting ready to end. So let me go ahead and do a small little outro, if we wanted to call that, spill. My name is Danette Moss, and I am the founder of Let's Talk Strategies. I enjoy working with wife and mompreneurs because that is who I am. And of course, my ambitious single savvy ladies, I don't leave you out. So I'm definitely there and able and willing to help you to get your SaaS on. And SaaS stands for strategic. Yes, that's right.
It
stands for.
I'm sassy. Am I sassy?
Hey, I look at women that way. And guess what, ladies? Sassy is not necessarily a negative thing. It's not a negative thing in my opinion.
It's not.
It's that
you're bold and you're courageous and you don't give a damn.
That's right. That's right. It's confidence at its best.
Yes.
And for the business aspect of what I define SaaS is strategic action signature systems. I help those wife and mompreneurs, and of course, again, my ambitious single savvy women, to set their own signature marketing system up in a strategic way, because the way that you do things is your way. It doesn't mean that it's Erica's way. And so I help you position yourself in that way, so that way you can establish and gain and get that wealth that you want and build the life that you want to live the way that you want it, especially as a wife and mompreneur. We have so much that we have to deal with that's on our plate on a day-to-day basis. And
yes, Lord.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with making money in that. I am a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 3 and a retired husband. I get you. I know you.
Yes.
So, if you are ready to get your SaaS on, definitely make sure that you connect with me. You can go over and visit my site, which is Let's Talk Strategies. Again, it's no secret. I'm a strategist. That's why the name of the business is that. And I could also be found on Facebook at Let's Talk Strategies with Danette Moss, or Danette Moss, and then over on my Facebook group called Get Your SaaS On, and that's SaaS with 2 S's. And I'd love for you all to join us. Now, Erica, I need you to share the offer that I know I said, Erica, please, please, please give an offer to my listeners, because they need it. I want them to have something that they can take from this and make the necessary change that they need to make, an actionable step immediately, something that they can implement right away. And then after you do that, let our viewers here know how they can connect with you and where they can find you at.
Yes. So I'm getting ready to, if you don't follow me on Periscope, I've been saying this all last month. I'm getting ready to actually reposition my business structure to move a little bit away from the private one-on-one coaching platform and be very strategic in coaching in a more group setting. And so I'm doing things to help build that awareness about how I'm getting ready to make that transition. So one of the things I came out with started yesterday, but I think it doesn't matter. Even if you opt in today, you still start at day 1. I have a 14-day email course called Close Clients with Ease. Now, I'm very specific about who this email course is for. This email course is for service-based solopreneurs. That's a mouthful. Service-based service-based solopreneurs who are already established in their business. So they've been in business for at least 6 months. They already know who their target market is. They already know what their passion is. They already know what they have to offer to people. They already know the platforms that they're using to make people aware about what they have to offer. But what they struggle with is closing them. So I focus specifically on that. So in these 14 days, I'm giving you actionable steps. I call them take action now. I give them take action now steps to, one, make them aware, to educate them on how to tie what they have all together and make it very, very simple. And I tell you exactly what to do. Like, I take all the guessing out, so you don't have to guess and assume. I tell you, this is what you do. This is what you click. This is what you say. This is what you post. So, you know what I mean? And my 14-day closing clients with sales challenge. So I encourage you and I invite you, if you want to get your money game up, and if you want to create even more money-making moves in your business, I invite you to join my 14-day close clients with ease email challenge. And you can opt in over at Erica H. Vincent. Oh, I could type in, but I'll say it for the people that's listening or watching. EricaHVincent.com/CCEC 14-day. I know it's a lot. I'll type it in.
No, but I appreciate you for mentioning that, because we do have people that'll just be listening, and so they definitely need to, to know that. So thank you so much also for sharing it here. And listen, I encourage you all to make sure that you go over there and take the challenge. It's free. Why not? Why not go ahead and jump in and take that challenge?
And you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off, but after this challenge, a lot of these processes and these how-to tips that I'm giving in the email course is going to be a small window or a small introduction to my Close Clients with Ease online e-course. So if I know you're going to be wild, because I wow people. That's kind of what I do. So I know that you're going to be wild, and I know that you're going to make transformations in your sales process when you join this 14-day e-course. But what do you specialize in? I specialize in sales conversations.
Yeah. I see. Is it Real Rye? It looks like you're Ryan Harris. We've got to go. Oh, great, Ryan. Jump in, and maybe if you want to, because we're going to actually leave, because we've been here for a while. I've had Erica for a while here. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask her before we end this, she's definitely able and willing to answer. We've had an awesome conversation about overcoming sucky sales talk, and It was phenomenal. Oh, here he is. He's taking a leap here.
Awesome. Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing well. How about you?
I'm good. Just trying to get some work done.
I hear you.
Okay. So you got any questions for Erica as it pertains to the topic of sales? I see that you do real estate investing and wholesaling.
Yes. Hold on one second. Let me take this thing off my head. Hold on.
Too late. They seen you now.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely. So, hold on. Battery down a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So I do wholesale and real estate. So, definitely sales is it's somewhat a part of that. If anybody is not totally familiar with real estate wholesaling, it's finding distressed properties well below market value, and in turn selling those.
Right, turn your volume up just a little bit.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find my headphones. I was looking for my headphones. I couldn't find my headphones. That works. You hear me better
No,
now?
it's you sound kind of muffled.
Muffled. Hold on 1 second.
I need to check this link while we're waiting on Ryan to make sure. Oh, I don't want to bounce off this screen. Check and make sure that link works. Sometimes CCE, closed clients ease challenge. Yep, that's it. CCE.
It works.
Okay.
It works. It works. I made sure that I told people about it. Of course, because I'm in the challenge as well. And
are you?
we can't ask people and tell people our guest is offer and we're not a part of it. We want to know the process. So Ryan, what I heard Ryan say a moment ago, is that it has a little bit to do with sales has a great deal to do with real estate investing and wholesaling.
Yes,
so it plays a major role.
What his question is.
Hold on one second, y'all. I'm hoping these headphones that I found work a little bit better.
Okay.
If not, can you just maybe move over closer to where your charger is so we can hear you better? Because I want to make sure I answer your question or hear your question so I can answer it.
Well, yeah.
Or try to answer it. I'm like a know-it-all right there, didn't I?
No. So, can you hear me now a little better?
Yes, I can hear you.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Erica?
I'm going to see if I can turn the volume up on my... Okay, talk now.
Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
Okay. So like I was saying, I find off-market properties for investors. And before I find a house for the investor, I have to do a great deal of negotiating with the homeowner. So I just wanted to know if there was any tips you all could give me for in a way like I guess selling myself or my business or my services a little bit better to my client, whether it be the homeowner, which is the first contact I make, or it be the end user, which is the investor who is looking for that property that I have.
Yeah. You said something that was really key. You said, if you can get tips on how to sell yourself or sell your business. And that's really something that people don't realize. People buy from people.
Yes.
Right? So you want to make sure in terms of selling yourself, you know what I mean, is that when you're working with people, is that you keep the emotional factor in mind. Earlier in the interview with Danette, I mentioned, selling is composed of two main parts. It's the emotional factor and it's the logical factor, right? So from a humanizer standpoint, you want to make sure that you are able to emotionally connect with your prospect clients, right? And logically is where the service part comes in, that what you have to offer, what's in it for them. So, make sure that you're very empathetic and that you're, in terms of emotion, make sure that you're very empathetic and that you're very in tune to what their needs are by showing compassion for their needs, right? Logically, you want to make sure that you are presenting offers or presenting services that actually display benefits to the homeowner as to what's in it for the homeowner. That's all you should be talking about, like nothing else. Not the features of the building, not the lot, not the square footage, not what the area of the environment is, but what's actually in it for the homeowner. And 9 times out of 10, it always boils down to money. So I would say a big selling factor for you or a big talk point for you would be talking about financially, what will they save or what will they make? Because real estate is all about saving money and making money, right? So speak to the talking points of what they would financially, what they would make or what they would save in terms of money. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good question.
I appreciate that.
No worries. Good luck to you on your endeavors.
Definitely. I found out about Blab through Periscope. I make Periscopes. So if anybody is on here watching, or y'all to follow, if y'all on Periscope, follow me on Periscope. It's the Real Ride. That's my name on there as well.
Okay.
I give tips out. I go to houses that I'm have on a contract that I'm trying to sell. I show my direct mail marketing, different things like that. I am not coaching yet. I do plan on doing that in the future. once I get a few more years experience under my belt when I feel that I'm ready. But for the meanwhile, I help people out, just I answer questions via email, Facebook, or whatever. Also Periscope. So, if anybody wants to follow me, you can do that.
Awesome.
And,
Thank you for sharing.
Definitely. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to talk to me, though.
Oh, no worries, and good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
All right, guys, we are actually wrapping it up, and we see that we have some more people that just recently joined us. If you have any questions before I let Miss Erica Vincent go here, this time is now to ask away. She is helping us. She's helping us.
What's going to happen if they don't ask them now?
Oh, she charges you later. I mean, let's do that. So, our topic today here is overcoming sucky sales talk. And we all know that sucky sales talk is something that it's a major struggle for most. For those that think that they're not struggling with it, they're in most cases, they are absolutely positively failing in it because they just come off as used car salesmen. They just don't know the correct direction. Yeah. And I'm just honored here to have Miss Erica Vincent here Mrs. Erica Vincent here on our show. She has broken things down from she answered questions like how do we deal with sales objections. We spoke today about what are some of the things that people wish they knew about discovery sessions. What's the difference between a discovery session or consultation, or you can call it strategy session. Just depends on what it is that the name of your business is or what we call your brand is in a nutshell as to how we name that. Yes, seller objections is very important. Ryan, I think it is Ryan, the guy we were just talking to. Mm-hmm. We spoke about those things, and then I tell you, you missed what she shared about convo flow and how you can actually speak that and engage in the correct convo flow while you're inside of whatever social media sphere you're in. As a matter of fact, I believe, or it is my belief, that convo flow can be presented even when you're face-to-face in a networking environment. Because see, here's the thing, Erica. I believe that when we go out, whether it be taking a time in a social media sphere or whether we are out networking, that I think that networking just for the sake of networking is a waste of time. I believe in networking with a purpose, on purpose. And if you have...
I call them business card ninjas.
That's right. And if
they're like this business card, yeah.
But if you have the right convo flow, you can quickly identify one, which is very important, who that ideal client is. In most cases, you guys, they're calling it now ICA, ideal client avatar. In the HubSpot world, we call it personas. In a nutshell, we're identifying the person with the pain point of the problem of the service that we have that can help solve that problem. When you go into these environments, it's very important that you understand clearly who they are, that you make sure that you know also the message that you want to relay to them. Hey, my message is simply this in a nutshell. I have the strategy pieces that I know can help you strategically put yourself in place for it. She kind of talked and touched on those things, how to have that combo flow, making sure that convo flow addresses the pain point of the person that you're looking at. And so when you're floating around, Ryan, while you're on Periscope, I'm just calling you out because you took a leap and you jumped in a seat and asked your question. When you get over and you're on Periscope, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter, you're on any group or wherever it is that you decide to hang out in and converse and network with people. When you see people ask you questions as simple as, hey, I'm struggling making ends meet this month in my business. I don't know how to have this sales conversation. I don't know how to close. When you see things like that, this is where it's time for you to take that, what do you say, Erica? That convo flow conversation.
And kick the door in. If somebody opens up the door with conversation of a pain point, I don't know how I get frustrated with. I wish someone showed me this, or I'm stuck on that. They're opening the door to their pain island, and they are inviting you into the pain island. And it is your job, there's your obligation as the expert to
That's
position
right.
yourself with the solution boat that's going to get them away from pain island and get them over to pleasure island. So you need to make sure that you identify the problem, reiterate to them what the problem is, position yourself as the authority factors to convince them that you know what the hell you're talking about, present a solution to the problem, and then tell them where the hell to go to get the solution.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love it.
I mean, that's it.
I love it. I love it. And I did tell you guys, she's very frank. She will tell you like it is, but she's real. So Erica, I tell you what, I know that our time has we finally got to the end of our time, and I see Ross and Sonia and a couple other people that just jumped in. If you have any quick questions, this is the last question
Yeah,
that I'm allowing you to ask her, because we have to go now. But I appreciate you here for joining us and on Strategy Talking More. And over here at Strategy Talking More, I believe in having people that are real and give valuable information. Again, for those of you all that just joined, make sure you go back and listen to this replay. Oh, there's never really a last question on Blab outside of hang up. But if you have any questions as it pertains to overcoming sucky sales talk, make sure that you listen to this replay. Erica really, I kind of dug deep, and I outlined and asked her some questions, and she really broke it down. And it's my true belief that I know that it can help you today to take the necessary actionable steps that you need so that you can find success in your business. I mean, you're in business to make money. You don't want it to be a hobby. So make sure you go back and check this out. She also took the time out to list her website, because she saw it fit, and I was excited to make sure that she came with an offer, and she offered a free, and I'm gonna tell you, free for now, I tell you, because she's worth the fee. She has an offer. What do you call that challenge, Erica?
Close Clients with Ease 14-day challenge.
So if you look in there, it is ericahvincent.com/CCEC, the number 14, so that's 14 day. And let me go ahead and say that again. It is ericahvincent.com/CCEC14DAY. And I spelled it for you for a reason. You don't want to miss this. I promise you. Go ahead, jump in on this challenge. She is going to tell you, give you answers, take away a lot of the what ifs for you during this 14-day challenge. And heck, it's free. We know that this is valued at an easy $197 to $297, where I have myself paid for these things. So I just, I appreciate Erica for offering this, and hey, it's well worth it. And I'm encouraging you guys to go ahead on and make the leap of faith and go ahead and get unstuck, overcome those sucky sales talks.
Yes, and I was just about to say that too, Danette. And another reason why I created the 14-day challenge too was because people cringe at the word sales. They stomach churn and knots at the mere thought of having to pitch their price point, or they would rather give their stuff away for free than even think about the thought of they may say no. You know what I mean? So I created the 14-day challenge with the intention of I want to help people fall back in love with solutions, not sales, but fall back in love with solutions. So that's why I created it, because I wanted to change the mindset around sales and around money. It's not even about sales. It's about who can you help, and how can you help them, and how can you present and position your best self in order to solve someone's problem.
That's right. That's right. Well, as Sharice is saying and Ross is saying, yes, blabs do normally turn in. You take them from 30 minutes to 3 hours. My blabs are generally 90 minutes, and I'm actually knocking on that door. So I'm going to, on this note, go ahead and say bye for now and much success to everyone in their business. You know, you're in it to win. Make sure that even when the naysayers and the doubts pop up in your mind, that you can do this. You can do it. Get some processes in place. If you need to talk strategies, make sure you check me out at letstalkstrategies.com. And if you need to talk about overcoming some sucky sales, go on over to ericahvincent.com, where Erica can help you do just that. For now, guys, make it a great day. Make sure you listen back to this recording and share it out with the masses. Thank you so much, Erica, for your time, and have a great and wonderful day.
Sweetheart. This was so much fun. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye now.